Well, here we are. We're absolutely live in the studio with Nick Roberts, as well as the designer of the stamps and the stencils that we've just used for those samples on the video. And with a small design team, Nick, a lot of that work was yours too that we saw.
That's right,
there.
yep.
Nick,
and help from Jane and Brian.
Of course, the other two members of the design team. I call it a team, but we'll have a little look at the artwork as we go. Nick, first of all, put it there, sir.
There you are. Thank
Welcome
you very much.
to the studio.
Lovely to be here. Thank
because the story goes that when we first launched 3.5 years ago as Hochanda, I remember we got an email through, and the producer and me said, "We've had an email from a chap called Nick in Bulgaria." We know Nick well, you know, Nick's been a crafter for many years. So welcome now to the studio with your own collection. It's quite a journey. It's in the blood for you, isn't it, crafting?
It is. I love crafting. I've been crafting for many years now, and a lot of you know me from my blog, and it's great to be here and actually share some of my work with you, and hopefully you'll love it as much as I do.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's been a real buzz, certainly on social media as well so far. You've got good following and a big following there, Nick. And what you can do with this particular set is wonderful. I mean, the spread of what you can create here. I guess, I mean, this book, if I can hold this first of all, because there are so many different pages to this as we turn through it. Even the front cover made with one of the stencils, Nick. Tell us about the bundle and where it came from, the whole design.
It's really, I wanted to share something with you all that was very different, you know, something that could open maybe another door for you, go a different direction with your craft, like I did myself, you know, working with Leonie and her lovely designs.
Yeah, sure.
You know, that took me in a whole different direction, and I'm hoping that my collection might do the same for you.
So you wanted to give that freedom.
Yeah, exactly, yes. You know, my collection, I've worked it so that you can go from the smallest of ATC cards right up to your scrapbook and your journaling pages. So there's something for you all and in between.
I love this page as well here. I mean, for scrapbooking as well. You've mentioned the ATCs. I know we've got that's one of my favourite pages here. And this isn't, we were chatting before the show and you said it's not really your style, is it, to go comic book style here?
Not at all. There's lots of different styles that I've used these stamps for, and the stencils and the stamps for, just because I do think they are so versatile, and I just wanted to show you all how you can use them in whatever crafting you do and whatever crafting stash you have at your home. Yeah,
because that's what it's all about for you as well, Nick, because, you know, you've got your big crafting stash and you're dipping your finger here and there and everywhere with these amazing bits of home decor and artwork as well. What's your connection with dolphins then, Nick? Because I know, having been your friend on Facebook for a little while, there was that profile picture of yours where you're nose to nose with a dolphin, and you've got the dolphin stamps in as well.
Dolphins have always been very special to me. I had the joy of swimming with them in Florida when I was 30. And ever since then, you know, they really touched me, and I think they touch a lot of other people. I think it's going to be the next unicorn.
All right then, and in the front here as well. Do you know what? I can see your crafty stash coming to life here, because you've got the same as me. You've got these Wonder Crystals.
Wonder Crystals, certainly. They're very versatile, and they match with just about anything.
I try not to use mine so much now, because I'm petrified I'm going to run out as well. I really don't want to. So inside our bundle then, Nick, we'll have a look at some more finished samples in a moment. Exactly what are we getting?
What I've put together here is I've put a collection of stamps together. There's 2 A5 stamp sheets. Yeah, just here and here. You've got the profile here, which gives you the men's profile and a selection of coordinating sayings and words. Yeah, I mean, those are much bigger as well, because obviously you've got this L shape up at the top and down the side for Craftascope, the brand name, and also your name on there. So if I just spin those around, you'll see the size is bigger than the packaging says. And there are some brilliant words in there. A face in the crowd, allow your soul to shine. Some really uplifting words, actually. Life is tough, but so are you. That's one of my favourites down there. I think that's a sort of be strong, live strong, sort of say. How I've sized them is for smaller products, you can actually either stamp and mask, or you could actually just snip through the stamps and use them on smaller projects.
And on this set here, you've got Song of the Sea, you've got Grace, Let Your Spirit Soar. I think we're going to be seeing that. There you go, those words there, Let Your Spirit Soar. Difficult to read, obviously, on the stamp from the TV, so I'm reading them out for you. Mindfulness, relax, love, and the word serene. And then you've got your dolphins. If I can just lift those up, you can see there. Open, so that you can get colouring if you want to.
That's interesting you should say that. That's something I'd like to mention. I've looked for a dolphin stamp for a long time, which I know a lot of you know. And this is why I came up with these. Having them so open, it makes them more versatile, you know, for Zentangling, colouring with all your different media, alcohol markers, exactly whatever you want to do. Here I've used them on parchment with some of the Clarity Groovy plates.
Proving that crafting is in the blood for you. We go from, you know, Wonder Crystals to Powertex to the Clarity Groovy board as well. And then look at this design. This is just beautiful.
This is from Jane.
Jane.
And when I saw this sample, it blew me away. I just think it just captures everything about the sea.
Oh, that is a stunning one. That's Jane from the Isle of Wight. And then on this card as well, another example of how shadeable, colourable the dolphins are. I mean, that is a beautiful card.
And here I've mixed it with Leonie's stamps, you know, her Funky Waves. You know, you can just match it with anything you've got in your crafting arsenal at home. And then the word relax, that's in the stamp set today as well. I love this one. I've been meaning to ask you. I was having a look at this before the show and yesterday as well. I mean, what on earth is the crafting technique here that's been used? This is another one from Jane, actually. Oh, okay. How's Jane worked this one then, do you think? Because I love that crafty forensic. You know me and my samples with forensics trying to break things down. Yep. Here she's used, it looks as though it's brushos. Oh, okay. And glossy accents. Yeah. Gorgeous background on this. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? I think with alcohol inks. Yeah, I think you might be right there to get that pattern, and then this wonderful sort of spritz here, the dots, that is the brush, isn't it, the powdered ink, and then just to go over it with the glossy accents, and well, that's wonderful. And you mentioned about, oh yeah, let's have a look at this one. This is a beauty. Here, I've just used brushos. Right. Throughout, and some masking techniques, just masking away the dolphins, using the brushos to create quite an atmospheric sea and sky, and then watercoloured through the dolphins to give them more of a magical look, I think. And they've got that real fantastical colouring to them. Nick, tell me about the stencils as well, because we've got 4 stencils here. My favourite, and where it actually all started. Okay. The stencils I've designed, they're very slightly different from how you can imagine a regular stencil. I've designed them so if you use the outside edge of the stencil, the outside line, you can achieve one look, and then by using the inside line, it gives you a completely different look. Okay. And then the third option, if you use a mixture of both, you can get another look altogether. Okay, so whichever line you follow. The 4 stencils are available separately, so are the 2 stamp sets, but the big bundle is where it would be at for me, and also you as well as a crafter yourself. You say, look, with the savings that you're making on the stamps individually, the stencils individually are carried forward, and then as a Freedom member, it's just £20.59 to get everything that you're looking at today, and then £20.59 next month as well. It's a big saving there as a Freedom member, and it's one of those why not deals. Why not deal? Yeah, that's it. We like those. So why not join Freedom, and you save more than your actual membership fee on joining Freedom when you get this whole big bundle today. There are so many more samples to show you, and we will do, I promise you. But have a look at the website in the meantime, and you'll see all of the elements to the big bundle and the stamps singly if you wish, and you'll get them as a pair. You'll get the saving of £3. The value and the biggest saving and the flexi buy, however, is in getting the media stamp and the stencils together. So you've got the whole thing, the whole big bundle, and then you've got some other items on there from Pink Pig, for example, that would work really well with your designs today. Nick, you mentioned about the size usable on ATCs as well as the larger designs, and right slap bang in the middle of that would be our card crafting as well. That's correct. So Nick, your demonstration looks like it's going to be fantastic. For my demonstration, my first demonstration today, I'm going to be doing this card. It just shows you how you can actually, rather than use the whole stencil, you can just pick out pieces. Here I've used balloons, but you know, whatever your style of crafting, whatever you want to put those in, they will work perfectly.
It's such a different card. Like, having looked at the bundle just now, you'd never say, oh, I know, I could make that from it. But that just shows you how versatile it is. OK, so where do we pick it up on your...
Right, so I've actually started here already. Shall I hold it up or...?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, or just either way. Yeah, it's all good. But there you go. So you've got your skyline just there. Already.
So what I've done here, I've just started this card off just to save a little bit of time. I'm using the Clarity landscape masks, and this is where I'm going to start.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Thank you. So using the Clarity mask, I'm going to mask off my second layer of the landscape.
These masks are amazing, aren't they?
They're absolutely fantastic, invaluable.
Nick's details for his blog and his Facebook are running across the bottom of the screen as well, if you want to get in touch and then stay in touch in the future.
So I'm just positioning this just to give us a second row of the houses, just to give us a little bit more dimension.
Okay. What ink have you used there on the background? Have you used water pens? Or,
the first ink I've used is actually the chipped sapphire distress ink, and now I'm going to go in with the blueprint sketch just to give a lighter look at the front.
Okay. Nice to doing this at home on your own, is it, Nick?
It sure is.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful being here. It's lovely to have the opportunity and to share things with you.
How surreal is it for you to be this side of the camera now?
Incredibly.
Yeah. Having been a viewer and a fan of crafting and general, as a follower, and I guess as a supporter of a lot of the different guests as well, Nick. You've got no idea how encouraging your messages that you've sent in the past have been, both to me and the guests that we've seen.
Thank you very much. I really do hope. I do like to share experiences with everyone because I know how important it is, especially for new crafters. You know, when they're maybe umming and ahhing about whether they would like to buy a product or not. So I do think it's important where possible. Nice. Right, so I've put my second layer of the landscapes in. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I've just cut out some balloons. A lot of you will have balloon dies or balloon templates that you can use. So all I'm doing here is placing them on the paper, and with my fine liner marker, I'm just literally very easily going to go around the balloons just to add those to the piece. So I'm going to use a few different sizes of balloon, just again to give you some perspective in the card, to give the illusion of the distance.
You come up with so many different ideas, Nick. Is that from just being in touch with so many different crafters, maybe over the internet and things like that? You just get a vibe from everybody, and
I think,
how do you get your inspiration?
I think really, Matt, what it is I'm a bit greedy with craft. I like to try lots of different things. You know, if there's a new craft there, I'll try it, see what it mixes within what I already use. And that's something I'd really recommend to a lot of crafters, especially new crafters. Get yourself some inks together, have a practice with those, see what you like to do, and really go from there.
Well, we're surrounded by evidence as well.
Exactly.
We've got your market tree example just over my shoulder as well. We'll hopefully see that at some stage. Got power text. You even invested in this lovely the photography bluing. Now my mind's gone blank again.
This is from Bex.
From Bex is the guest.
Inventors Asylum.
That's Inventors Asylum. Yeah,
that's right.
And just to show this without detracting at all from what you're doing live for us, but literally right the way across the spectrum, you've got such a passion for craft, Nick. And it's a little message from Diane has come through saying it's great to see Nick in person.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone actually while I'm here, while I remember.
Nice to hear from you, Diane, and everybody else as well.
Right.
I was using one of the stencils.
So that's just to show you the first stage. Now I've had to use some drawing gum now. So what I've done here is I've masked all of the balloons, and this is just really to get my sky in. Now with the sky, normally I love to blend and I get an even blend. What I don't want here is I don't want an even blend. I want it to give you the illusion of...
So you want the patchiness?
I do, I want the patchiness here because, you know, not all skies are always perfect, are they?
No.
And it gives, again, it gives a bit more mystery and a bit more a bit more.
You've got the depth and the patterns and the light, haven't you, for the sky here? So really, what you want is you want your smooth blending ink to do what it's designed not to do.
Exactly.
Now, so you need to be quite haphazard with it.
Yes, exactly. You want some very dark patches, some lighter patches. In fact, what we get in any sky, you know. So that's what I think looks the best for this particular card. So once I've done the sky, I'm going to be taking the drawing gum off. Now, to save time, and obviously I want to get as many demos in as possible, I've actually skipped forward and coloured the balloons in with alcohol markers.
But you rub off or peel off the drawing gum usually.
Exactly.
It's such good quality stuff, it doesn't damage your card underneath.
Not at all. This, the Pebeo drawing gum is absolutely fantastic. It literally just wipes off very, very easily. Yeah. When you're not so nervous as I am.
Don't worry.
So
don't worry.
There you are. So literally take the drawing gum off and then colour in your balloons. Now I'm going to colour the last balloon in while you're here so I can show you, because there's something I do want to share with you. If you pick colours that wouldn't normally mix, I found that you get it gives you the texture of a balloon, believe it or not. So you wouldn't normally mix a very, very dark blue with a purpley blue.
How interesting. So again, just like with the distressing, you want to sort of go against what your markers would do for you. They'd normally give you a nice smooth blend. We'd hold it up and we'd say, "Ooh, look at the blend."
Look at the blend.
Whereas here, you want to give that textured, rougher colour.
Yep. I do want a blend, but you'll see in a moment, I mean, you can see these colours are never going to blend in a month of Sundays.
No, you've got that clear break there, haven't you? Well, imagine a real month of Sundays, Nick.
Very nice. A month of crafting Sundays.
Yeah.
Just what we all want. So as you continue to blend, you will actually get the break and the harsh line that you've achieved by using a darker and much lighter blue will disappear. But after a while, it does give you the most lovely texture, exactly that you'd see on the surface of a balloon. Yeah.
So you're 21, quite new to the alcohol markers or solvent-based markers. So pushing through the colour, aren't you?
That's correct, yes, building that colour up.
Card. But
sorry, it's a little bit squeaky.
It's all right.
But you can see now, hopefully through the camera, that's actually, it is blending, but it is leaving you a nice texture around the edge.
Lovely.
There we are.
We'll be using our stencil in conjunction with it in due course as well. If you've got hold of the stencils already, details are on the screen for your stamps and stencils in the big bundle. Lots of support for Nick in the emails and the messages coming through.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It really does mean a lot.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now, Matt, I'm just going to take my sentiment. I'm using the Let Your Spirit Soar.
It's a good sentiment, this. Lovely sort of scribbled font as well.
And I'm using the black Versa Fine ink. Okay. And I'm just going to position it into my cloud, which I've also used the clarity mask for.
Yes. To get hold of your stamps on their own, details are at the bottom of the screen for your Dolphin and Profile stamp set, 625,
There we are. And you can see that you get a very crisp look. Actually, can I just say, one thing with these stamps is I've had them made from thermoplastic rubber.
Okay.
And what that does is it gives you all the benefits of both the photopolymer stamp, which is clear for positioning, but also you can use all of your heat techniques.
Oh wow! Okay.
You can so everything you can do with a rubber stamp, everything you can do with the photopolymer stamp, you can do with these.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you say thermoplastic?
Thermoplastic rubber. And also, which is really close to my heart, is it's 100% biodegradable.
Oh wow!
And recyclable.
Oh, wonderful. They're not going to disappear within a year of buying them or anything?
They're not, no.
Okay, well, we don't want them to stick around for as long as we need them. But that is nice to know. So in terms of environmental awareness, but also in terms of crafting, knowing that whatever techniques that you want to use them for...
It's sort of a two-edged sword, really. Yeah. If that's the right way of putting it.
Yeah.
You get all the benefits as well as being recyclable.
Yeah.
Right, so what I've done now is I've cut out exactly the same balloons, and I'm going to use the stencil to use part of my face.
Okay. Stencils are available on their own as well as in the main bundle. Details are at the bottom of the screen to get hold of your stencils. 4 stencils.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do 2 of these because you obviously don't need to see me repeat. So literally what I've done, I've got my balloon, which I've coloured, and I'm going to position exactly where I want to get the image. So I think there is quite a good look. So just using a piece of fat foam and again your VersaFine ink, and it's very simple. All you need to do is just sponge through onto your balloon.
Andy's messaged in, he says, what brilliant new products. So thank you very much for that,
Thank
Andy.
you very much.
Good afternoon.
Also a shout. So there we are. Again,
yeah,
can
nice
you see how you get
VersaFine.
such a lovely sharp look with these?
Yeah, yeah.
They do look different. You know, I know a lot of face stamps you look at, you can see it's a definite face. Now, why they do look different is so that you can get that versatility with using any of the edges. Yeah, the inside or the outside, so depending on which line you choose. They're ingenious designs, actually, these days. They've taken quite a long time, but I think it is very, very worth it. It was well worth the effort, I think. Well, when you think about, or when I think about what we've got in our craft room at home, or our craft corner, as it were, and what other people have got as well, it's really difficult to find good quality face stamps, eyes, and also when we think about how much of us are a crafter and how much of us are an artist, if you got me to draw a face or an eye, I'd really struggle. So it's actually a really worthwhile thing to have at your fingertips. Definitely. And then you add your own features and colours after that. I really, really enjoy drawing, and I wanted to find a way that I could let other people have that joy, but very, very easily. And I hope you'll enjoy it. Yeah. So now, Matt, what I'm doing, I've just put some foam pads on the back of these, and I'm just going to position them, and really it's entirely up to you where you want to put them. Now, I have put glossy accents on all these already. However, normal circumstances, what I'd do is I'd put them into position and then I'd glossy accent them afterwards. Okay. But again, for speed and to get through some demos, I did want to speed it up for you as much as I could. Anyone new to crafting, glossy accents is just a really cool product that gives something a glaze, isn't it? There, that's correct. Yeah. Could you use clear embossing? You could just pour some clear embossing. Yes, yes. So cover it with sticky Versa Mark or a perfect medium, couldn't you? And then put clear embossing powder on. You really could. It's really how you feel comfortable, what sort of products you usually use and how what you prefer. Or what you've bought, I suppose. Yep, what you've got in your stash, exactly. Oh, having a little bit of trouble with that one. There we are. Nothing new, trying to get the back off the foam pads. Another reason I wanted to come up with these actually is a lot of crafters always say how difficult it is to make men's cards. Yes. So I wanted to really come up with something that would make it easier. Yeah, you wanted to dispel the myth, because you actually, for you, it's not true, is it? You think about the chap you're making it for. Exactly, yeah. I always try and match, you know, find out what they're interested in. Yeah. Hobbies. Things like that, and trying to make a card accordingly to suit them. Or colours, yeah. So again, I'm going to matte and layer onto black, white, and then onto a black base card here. And you don't want to see me do that because I'm sure you all know, and you'd rather see the exciting bits. I love how you just double-checked it though. Made sure it opened the right way. Concentrate. Not an Australian card on my first show. Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, neither of us would live that one down, would we? There you go. There we are. Lovely demonstration. Nick, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure having followed your blog, having had lovely email messages through from you. It's been lovely. And some wonderful support from you over the years, Nick. It's lovely. Your first demonstration live on Hochanda. It's a pleasure to be a part of. Thank you very much. To be a part of it. Thank you. Thank you. We'll let you get ready for your next demonstration, Nick, and you can see what you're going to be buying today. You've got your stencils. They are available on their own. Each one is named, so we know which is which. We've got Trent, we've got Xander, we've got Bailey, we've got Brendan. All 4 of them with a £3 saving when you get all 4 for £16.98.
neck. As you can see from them, they're all subtly different. You've got the different hairstyles, you've got the different face shapes, you've got the different eye designs. So, you know, when you're getting all of them, you've got the profile view as well there. They're giving you that maximum coverage, that maximum designability. And as a group, you'll have noticed when we were just flicking through the art journal of Nick's earlier, as a group, there's a brilliant page in here, actually. I think it's near the back from memory. Well, there's those that's a double sketch. I mean, that looks phenomenal there. But then there's another one, unless I'm imagining it. I love the comic book page there. And then that one's stitched. That one's actually embroidered there. And then the dolphins are in the set as well. Yeah, here we go. That's the one I think I was remembering. Just that sort of group, getting them together. And then the one on the left as well. That blurring in and out. You know, to have them all in the bundle is really well worth it. You've got the £3 saving when you get all the stencils together. Your item number to order them there is 730530. There has been a bit of a Facebook competition going on in the recent days, and to win the bundle, the competition was afoot. So hopefully you haven't just bought it, as we announced the winner now. Congratulations to Judy Robinson. Lovely stuff. Just saw Nick look up and smile there. Judy, you'll be very pleased with that. You are a winner. Judy, if you have already ordered one, maybe think about who you could give it to as a gift, potentially. Either way, you've got it. Our team will be in touch with you very, very soon so that you can get your prize and get that sorted for you, Judy. Congratulations. Now, we did mention that the stencils were available singly, and the stamps themselves, which are bigger than the packaging there, are also available singly. However, you've got the double bundle where you get everything. Just to run through your options, though, coming in on the screen here, you've got the huge bundle of everything that you're looking at there with your 4 stencils and your 2 stamp sets. Noticing the stencils ingeniously designed by Nick, a crafter and an artist at heart and a nice guy, he's given us that wider edge, that wider channel in the stencil there, where you can pick the left or the right side, and you can get a different look using either or both with your stencils today. You're getting all 4 of the chaps on the stencils there, from Trent to Brendan and Xander. And then you're also getting these 2 stamp sets. You've got the profile stamp set there, and you've got the dolphin stamp set also there. Some of these words are absolutely ace. So if you want to read them with me, you can see if we spin them round together, if I hold it your way up, they're all mix and match so that the majority can fit on the page. But you can see here, size-wise, even if they're upside down, I'll help you read them, don't worry. You can see here, you've got a face in the crowd, your head and shoulders above the rest. Life is never black and white. A smile is the key to the heart. Life is tough, but so are you. Allow your soul to shine. Just some of the words there on that whole stamp set. And different fonts as well, so that you've got a mixture of ideas. Oh, and you know, we looked at that huge journal as well, and Nick was also mentioning the ATC cards. Would you believe me if I said that the sentiments could fit on the card that we've just made, 8 by 8? They'd also fit on the front and through the pages of that craft journal there, but also on our ATCs that Nick has made inside here. So the stamps, I don't know how that is possible, but the stamps are sized beautifully so that you can fit the word compassion there on something as small as an ATC or something as large as a 12 by 12 scrapbook or journal book page. There you've got the word hope with some of the imagery there from one of the stencils as well. Each ATC so different. And then Let Your Spirit Soar, that's one of the stamps on there too. That would fit beautifully on a card. Love those ones, actually. The freedom price and the saving is such, on the big bundle, is such that it pays to join Freedom, because the saving you're making as a Freedom member and the saving on the delivery means that it's a Freedom Why Not deal. So join Freedom, get the best price at £41.18, halve the cost today by using FlexiBuy, and it's just £20.59p today, £20.59p in December, I know, if you want to spread the cost over November and December, 938487. We've also used the Clarity masks earlier on with Nick. These are available on the show if you want to get that lovely landscape design. You're getting the set of 5 with the landscape designs here with the storage folder for £19.97. As you can see from Nick's demonstration, He's already got these, and that's why we'll be using them. 004660 to order now. And then don't forget the stamps are also available on their own here. The 2A5 stamp sheets here, your media stamps. If you're doing your journaling or your larger cards or smaller cards or even your teeny tiny ATCs, they work. They're brilliantly designed. £3.20 off if you're just getting the stamps today, and it's £28.78 to get both sets, 625-648. And then the stencils as well, available singly. If you just want those from Nick today, you do get all 4 chaps, and they're £16.98 plus delivery. The value, of course, is in the bundle to get the stamps and the stencils. Nick, it's a pleasure today. We've got something planned. What are you doing next?
What I'm going to do now, Matt, is a tag. Now, I was going to show you how to do this, but unfortunately they took my paints away at the airport.
Yes.
So what I've done here is I've used a couple of tones of a cream and a beige paint here first.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get equivalent paints, but these are the eco paints that we sell here, or you sell here at Hochanda. So that's how I've started the tag. Now, again, I'm going to show you how to use a part stencil here again, this time a slightly bigger piece. So what I've done here, I've got just a regular piece of copier paper, and I've used a base die to take out a rectangle. So I'm going to place that across the tag, take my stencil, and this time it's Xander, and I'm going to work out really where I want to put it on the tag, and I think there is just ideal. It gives you a bit of everything, a bit of the whole face. And here it's very similar to the last demo in as much as I'm using the VersaFine and the fat foam to stencil through the stamp. So I'm
just getting that through the shape of the stencil, the manufacturing of it, the wideness of the line means that you can just sort of blot through and still get a good. Your ink's not getting lost. Oh, Terry from New York has been in touch.
Oh, dear.
And Terry says, great to see you bringing your talents and your designs to the screen. So Terry, thank you
very much. That's very kind.
Waiting for that grand reveal.
There we are. And there we are. That's the taking the stencil off.
Good.
And then going to, before I take this off, I'm going to take my fine liner, because what I want to do is I want to maybe put this in a box, accentuate the square. I don't want to use a straight line, so as I'm using, I'm just gradually shaking the pen just to get a slightly bumpy look.
Okay, but you're just using the edge as a guide, yeah.
That's right.
Sort of thing I'd do first thing in the morning.
That's right, a very good time to do it.
Coffee and stuff, yeah.
I just think it looks better having a deckled edge, really, rather than a straight. And there's your reveal there.
Yeah, not too perfect. And you're going over the texture of the paint anyway as well, aren't you? Yeah.
That's right. Now, the next thing I've done, this is the rectangle that I've used to take out of my die. I'm just going to place that over what I've done. And this time I'm going to take a distress ink. It's the Mermaid Lagoon. And what I'm going to do, this is actually something that I saw Barbara Gray do. Okay. And I thought it gave such a fantastic look on the finished piece that I thought I'd use it here. So holding that over, what I'd normally do is use something like the Crafts Companion sticker.
Oh, stick and spray.
Stick and spray.
One. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Literally with your Mermaid Lagoon, you just want to go over the whole lot. And what you find is it gives you a resist on the areas that you've used the acrylic paint on.
Yeah. Lovely that we can learn so much from our wonderful guests over the years, isn't it? And the things. But did you find yourself forgetting some of it, and then you see someone do it again or remind you, and you think, oh yeah, that technique. You know, you've got to keep refreshing, haven't you, all the time?
There's so many fantastic techniques there that we all forget about.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, using them with all your new products gives you such a different look. The old techniques are fantastic. It's really worth reusing them, revisiting them, and getting the most out of your crafting stash that you have, all the crafting you do. So we're going to take that away, and that gives you a nice box, and it gives you the illusion again of depth and dimension.
Keep that for another project.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to literally buff that up, just to, that again will bring through the colour from underneath.
Oh, okay, yeah, help it resist even more.
Yeah, so you can see now the difference of the... It's such a lovely technique, this one. I'm so glad I caught Barbara doing it. It's something I hadn't seen before. And how to do it is you just put your acrylic paint on the mat, scrunch up a piece of copier paper, and then just, like very similar to sponging, only you're using a piece of paper which gives you these really nice textures, and you can see now where it's actually removed the paint completely from the areas where the acrylic paint was.
Yeah, it's a great look. I mean, to think that was a plain tag to start with, you know, it's just always remarkable.
Now what I'm doing now is I'm going to take my stamp, which this time I've used Life is Tough but So Are You, and I'm just going to use the Versafine, and stamp my sentiment onto another piece of card. There we are, so that gives us a nice print. Actually, I might do that a second time, just in case my cutting out isn't as good as it should be.
While we're here.
Now the shakes are coming. Right, so all I'm going to do now is roughly cut around the sentiment, because I don't actually want it in one block here.
See, this in itself is a nice little technique, isn't it? Just to snip in and then you can piece it together back on. I guess I saw Leone doing something similar. I thought, yeah, I like that. I remember that. And you try and bank it for another day.
It helps you to fit any project again.
It's a good sentiment, this as well, Nick. Well worth remembering, isn't it?
It sure is.
Tough, but so are you.
Or, you know, you can even use part of it, you know, Life is Tough. You know, that's what I've done in quite, you know, some of the samples is actually just use parts or even life. For instance, you could use on an ATC card or whatever you do. So then I'm just going to position them roughly where I want them, first of all. And I think that's just good. It's a nice balance.
It's good in the image looking back at you like a mirror almost, you know.
And using collal here just to give a little bit of dimension. And that's plain ball.
Everything's working, nice and warm.
Sure is.
Bet you can't wait to see what people are going to be making with the collection as well, Nick.
That is going to be so exciting to actually see what everyone's going to do with it.
Yeah.
Because I've got so many ideas already. I've just come up with idea after idea after idea. And, you know, the possibilities are endless. I hate using that phrase, but they really, really are.
Yeah.
Now, to finish it off, rather than... Because obviously I haven't backed this onto black card or anything, which I normally would do. But for this look, what I want to do is go around with my fine liner again, just to highlight. And again, you want to use fairly wobbly, which suits at the moment, very wobbly lines, just to highlight those words,
it's nice,
the sentiment.
And with all four of the stencils that we're getting and the stamp sentiments as well, there's a lot of scope to be making so many different things. I mean, honestly, I still can't get my head around it, Nick, but the whole difference from what you've made from one thing to the next.
I've had such fun with them. I really, really have. I hope everyone else will as well.
Yeah, I mean, we must have a date in the diary or something where we'll see you again, surely, in the next...
Not yet, but hopefully it will be. I mean, I've had such a fantastic time. It's been a real journey for me. This is something that I never envisaged happening, is actually to come on the Craft channel myself. You know, I love to help people, and it's, you know, just something I love to do. And
to have been a crafter, to have been a viewer for a good number of years, you know, of you know, craft television as well, just even prior to Hochanda's launch in 2015, but you were there on day one. You know, what was it about Hochanda then? Was it the whole demonstrations idea that you know, getting in there and being able to see a demonstration from, well, a bit like you've done today, from start to finish? It is the whole package here. You know, it's
I just love craft. So you know, the guests are so lovely. The staff are so lovely. Yeah. They make you feel welcome, and you know, it's the variety of, you know, smaller companies and larger companies. You know, we all use everything. Yeah. And that is the finished tag.
There we go. There it is. Just while we were chatting, finished it, and all the techniques that have got into it is seeable again on Rewind, which is our catch-up service on Hochanda.com. Nick, that's again a lovely piece of art. And if anybody did miss the first demonstration, this amazing big, that is 8x8, isn't it?
That is 8x8.
Yeah. An 8x8 card. So from a tag to a card, those are our first 2 demonstrations so far with Nick. So packing in the artwork there. Well, we'll give you like a few seconds, I guess, Nick.
Sure.
So I know you've got another demonstration ready, but I don't want to be on top of you while you get it ready. So I'll give you a few moments. Have a look at this video while we get ready for our next demonstration.
Thank you. Awesome.
Well, Nick's here getting ready for our next demonstration, and it seems like a very good time to mention our boards that you've made here, Nick. You could have made boards for all the stencils, but then we would have had boards coming out of our ears. So, literally, but you've made these using one of the stencils.
That's
today.
right.
So who have you picked actually here? Because we've got Xander, Brendan, we've got...
For this one, I've actually used Trent.
Trent is here.
And I've really tried to show you just how versatile and the range of looks you can get just using one stencil.
So that's our, the first one. So what have you done here? Just going for a simple sketch?
Yep, on this one I have used the outside edge of the stencil. I've changed the hairstyle on this one, which I think as you get used to using them, you'll find that you can add different hairstyles. In the 12x12 journal that I've got, I've actually used it and done some longer hair to give you another different look.
But you've got your basic outline, so you can
the basic outline, all the eyes, nose, you know, the put my teeth back in, the perspective, and the positioning.
I mean, if I show the next one of Trent here, you can see the hair change that you get. So that's his more regular hairstyle, isn't it, on the left-hand side? So you made it slightly shorter and more cropped on the right-hand side, just there. But you've got the basic outline, the chin and the face and the nose, the eye placement as well, so that you can then become the artist, the crafter afterwards. Yeah.
I mean, you've got to take these as a tool to actually do exactly what you want to do.
What have you done here? So you've gone onto a shiny black card, have you, with different mica powders?
This is with the mica powders. I've used on the gloss black card, and I've used it as the full stencil this time.
Brilliant.
And just sealed it off with either a cheap hairspray or the Craftascope Companion Spray and Shine.
Cheap hairspray,
just
you know me too well,
Nick. Smudging.
But then look at this. So tell us about this. This is the... you told me before the show, didn't you? So
this is a real favourite. This is the rust powder from Powertex, and I used the powder through the stencil and just a light spritz of vinegar or lemon juice, and then let it do its own thing.
You just used a few of your decorative stitches on your sewing machine here. Well, I say decorative, but you've gone just a little play around the edge. And then I don't think we saw this yet, did we? We started just there,
It will just show you just how much you can do, and then, you know, bring in your watercolours and your alcohol markers, and towards the back, I'm sure you've seen there's some that I've done with acrylic paints.
Yes, I'll grab one of them now, actually. I'll do that in a sec. But then tell us about this piece as well.
This one is, I've used the outside edge on this one, and I masked it off just by going around the edge with the just with a pencil, cutting out a mask, and then around the background I've used the distress inks and some stencils, some other stencils that I'm sure most of you have in your stash already.
I recognise some of these, Nick, yeah.
Most of you will have all of these, and there's Sheena's stamps in there as well.
Yeah, just to show one more sample using the stencils, because they are available singly as well as the stamps and in the bundle. The bundle's on a why not offer. I just wanted to show this as well, because A, it's one of my favourites, but also so different from anything else we've seen already today.
This is a Powertex piece, you know, a little bit of a grungy dark look maybe. Again, suiting someone else's style. I've used the bandage, actually. Right, yeah. I've used just your regular bandage gauze, covered that board with that, and I've used it to build up layers and layers and used the stencil across it, and then you distress crayons.
Superb,
through that one.
Absolutely superb. Nick, where do you want to take us next on our demonstration?
Right, so what I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to show you how to do this.
Okay.
It is something that I may not be able to finish, obviously, but I just want to show you how easy it is. I've had a few friends that are not crafters. They don't craft, they don't draw, they don't paint. And I gave them the stencils and I said, you know, have a go. And I was so pleased with what they came back with, because they came back with things like this. Yeah. Just to show how easy it is. And all you need is, here I've used the Trent one, Trent stencil again, but it can be used with all of the stencils. I've literally gone around, just lightly marked through with a sharp pencil, just to get my bearings and to get the marks. Then taking a 4B or a 6B pencil, I just literally, all you want to do is very lightly go over the lines. Now, you don't want to be precious about it, just get those lines in there. This is just a tool to get you to feel comfortable to do it and to get a perfect face.
And if it goes wrong, gesso over it or practice on some copy paper, it doesn't matter. It's a stencil, you can do it again.
Do you know, it is that easy. I honestly can't think that you'd go wrong.
Really? Yeah. Very encouraging.
It's, you know, as I say, the people that have tried it have been blown away by what they've achieved, you know, which is, you know, it chokes me a little bit to get feedback from people that have tried it and they like it. So, as I say, all I'm going over is all the lines, because you want this nice bit of graphite on your page to start your blending.
So you're following the lines again. I mean, in terms of technique, you've stenciled it, you've traced it. You're then just going gently, sketchily over the lines again. Nothing that none of us can't do. I mean, we can all have a little go at this. We can all do it. What
you don't want to do is go in through your stencil with a hard pen, with your HB, with your B pencil. Because what you'll find is you go through it and you get a definite line, and that's not what you want to do to get a nice soft portrait. So literally all I'm doing here is getting that graphite on the board. Now, I'll just tell you a big tip and a big mistake that people make with mouths. They go around the edge of the mouth very hard, very dark. And what that does is it gives you those lips.
Yeah, so like stick on, like very, very pronounced.
And obviously no one wants that. So you want to concentrate.
Your lips blend in, like, to your own face. So if you look,
if you look at a lip, the darker pieces are actually in the centre. So you're talking here, you know, the little bit that goes up to like a W. So that's really the start of it. And then you just take, here I'm using the Pergamano blending.
Oh, they're brilliant, pen. They are, yeah.
Now, I'd highly, highly, highly recommend these.
Yeah, they're available on the show as well today. Details are on your screen at the moment to get the Pergamano blenders.
And then, what we're going to do is, you see, you wouldn't think you've got much pencil there, but you can see now, as I'm using the blending pen, I'm putting the shade around this side of the face. You know, it's already starting to give the illusion of a 3D or more of a dimensional face. Yeah,
and the blending pen itself, have you just used it, it's plain, it's dry, you're just pushing that, you've not
plain,
dipped it in anything?
No, I'm literally just taking all the graphite away, or, sorry, blending the graphite into the face. Yeah. I hope you can see this.
No, definitely, Nick, this is brilliant.
And don't be precious about it, you know, just get in there and, as you can see how I'm doing, I'm not being careful, I'm just getting in there, blending my graphite out. Now these are the places that you want the darkness to give you that really good shape. It's also going to be darker around all of the hairline. So we bring this in and we just go round and round, bringing that colour in. You've got the cheekbone there. You know, a man's face is angular, not soft. You don't want soft edges or lines. Yeah. And I hope you can see that already. That's bringing that shape into that man's face.
Definitely, yeah. And have you decided that your light source is more over sort of this way? You look like you're putting more shading over.
I'm putting more shade here, so the light is coming here. So this is going to be the lightest side of the face. Okay. And again here, this is the lighter part of the neck.
Okay, gotcha. And Nick, when you were designing the whole bundle, you say it started with the stencils?
It started with the stencils because there's so many stencils out there now that are ladies' faces, which are fantastic. But I always feel that the men are left out a little bit.
Yeah, well said. Yeah.
So this is what started it off. You know, I wanted something that people could do lots of things with. They can make a profile, they can... you know, I think everyone would be really happy to get this on their journal page, or, you know, mix it with your woman, you know, mix it with your lady, have your double page, mix it around, you know, have fun, which is what craft's all about. You know, we all want to have fun, we all want to produce something really nice. And once you get the hang of this, you know, make the faces match you, you know, look like someone you know. Or
because you've got the basic outline there, so play with it.
Yeah, play with it. Use your finger, bring that in, smudge it through, and really get that shape in there.
You said you were going to add more shading there, and I see you doing that on the nose as well.
Now, round the nose here, you know, we've got that shape here. We want to keep that shape, so as you go there, you want to use it in a sort of a C fashion, just around the nose. You know, just act as though you're stroking round those areas. You know, keep these dark because this is the nostrils, and you know, here you can use your sort of a semi-C to keep that shape in the nose as well. Now, I wouldn't put any more dark in those lips at all. You know, they just blend out that dark.
So now you're just the shading processes, no more pencil.
So you can see, because I haven't put great dark lines around the edge. You haven't got a mouth that's going to scream at you. It'll look like it's actually part of the face rather than just stuck on. And then the eyebrows, again, it's the same. It's very, very, very easy, which is what I wanted. You know, and this is what took the time with the stencils, was working out so that you didn't have to worry about how you were going to use them when you got home. Now, when I come to the eyes, I just want to give them a little bit more shape. So it's literally, again, still following the lines. One thing with the stencil I would say is, so I didn't ruin the look of it, I went against having a bridge in the eye. So it gives you the really nice shape, and you literally, I hope you can see it, the lines that are there, you literally just...
There's enough there
go
to
around
fill in and work with.
Yeah. So you don't want to put too much here, because otherwise they're going to look a bit strange.
Nick, it's been a real masterclass. Thank you so much. It's been
You're welcome.
A brilliant show. Really enjoyed it.
Pleasure to share it.
Fingers crossed I'm speaking on behalf of everybody watching.
I
as
hope
well.
so
I
too.
Pass that on to Nick. Thank you for all your messages of support, and welcome to Nick as well for our first ever show together. Hopefully the first of many. We've got a lot more to learn and to share, I'm sure, along the way. With the big bundle, you're looking at the stamps and the stencils, so you're getting all the elements together with a freedom discount and with FlexiBuy. It means that you're just paying £20.59 today to get both sets of stamps with all those sentiments, with the lovely dolphins, with the profile view, and then all 4 high-quality stencils as well. Remember, with those stamps, if you're into your hot crafting as well, they are the thermoplastic on the polymer that has been used there. So to get the benefits of the rubber and you get the benefits of the clear polymer at the same time, whatever type of crafting you're into. 938487, and it's just it's such a good price today. £20.59 today, and then the same price in December when you're spreading the cost with Nick today. Nick, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Shall we show some more of the artwork, just to show how versatile it is and how creative you can get? This is just another example using one of the stencils just here. Is this one of yours as well?
This is actually Jane again.
Jane.
Yeah,
Wow.
Jane's used some, well, fantastic techniques with here.
Yeah, Jane's using a texture paste. She's gilding over the top of it as well.
Yep.
It's lovely. Oh, and this card is one of the ones we saw at the start of the show as well. This lovely fantasy image of the dolphins. This is one of yours, isn't it?
This is, yes. I just love doing it. And again, it's so easy. It's just some brush shows and the stamps.
Gorgeous. And then this was Jane's too, with the glossy accents that she's used here with the brush shows. And then you've got your sentiments as well. How did you whittle it down to get the sentiments?
The sentiments were very difficult, you know, because there's so many things that I wanted to get in there that so they could be used across your crafting and your journaling and your card making, and so it was difficult. But I think I've chosen what I think is going to be the most used, and I'm very pleased, very proud of what I've done, and I just really hope you enjoy it.
The single words, the phrases as well, the uplifting nature to the words, the fact that you can use them on something as small as an 80C sized canvas here, a smile is a key to the heart, or something bigger, like for example this, like a scrapbook page as well. Where has it gone? Well, yeah, we've got the whole box of 80Cs there. If you missed that, have a look on Rewind. But then on this card as well, let your spirit soar, just there. Just be careful of that. You can see here that was our first demonstration with Nick. Let your spirit soar on one of the bigger 8x8 cards. Nick, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of so many people that have been in touch to say it's great to have seen you on the show as well. And thank you for sharing the collection with us as well.
Thanks very much. Thank you, everyone. And I hope you enjoy it, and I'd love to see all your samples. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, in the coming weeks, you are going to be there, aren't you? Hitting refresh on Facebook, on all the social media.
It's very, very exciting.
It's been great. I really hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm sure you have as well. Don't forget, you can buy it after the